Nobody warns you about this kind of pain. Not heartbreak, not failure, not loss. Something quieter than all of those. Something that sneaks up on a man in the middle of an ordinary Tuesday when everything in his life looks fine from the outside and feels completely hollow from the inside. You are going through the motions. Waking up. Doing the things. Going to sleep, and somewhere in the silence between all of it a voice asks the question you have been trying not to hear. Is this it? Most men never answer that question honestly. They bury it, under busyness, under the phone, under another goal, another drink, another distraction engineered perfectly to keep them from sitting still long enough to hear what is actually trying to reach them. And the years pass. If that feeling is familiar right now, I need you to hear something before we go any further. Feeling lost is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign that something is right. It is the signal that the man you actually are is trying to break through the surface of the man you have been performing. That signal deserves your full attention. Viktor Frankl wrote, "When a man cannot find meaning, he numbs himself to the search for it." But the search never stops. It simply goes underground. Your search brought you here. Let us follow it. Number 1. Stop pretending you are not lost. Most men do not deal with feeling lost. They manage it. They stay busy enough that the feeling never gets quiet enough to be heard. They perform contentment for everyone around them while quietly drowning in a life that fits like someone else's clothes. And the managing works. Until it doesn't. Until the numbness wears thin and the question returns louder than before. Seneca wrote, "It is not that I have so little time. It is that I waste so much of it running from the one conversation I need to have with myself." Stop running from it. Sit with it. Not to wallow. To listen. Because the feeling of being lost is not an enemy. It is information. It is your interior trying to communicate something your exterior has been too loud to hear. Find 20 minutes of complete silence today. No phone, no noise. Just you and one honest question. What is this feeling actually trying to tell me? Most men never ask that question. The ones who do are the ones who eventually find their way. Number 2. You are not lost. You are between versions of yourself. Here is what nobody tells you. Feeling lost almost never means you are going backward. It almost always means you are outgrowing something. A version of yourself. A life that once fit but no longer does because you have changed and everything around you has not caught up yet. The space between who you were and who you are becoming is supposed to feel uncomfortable. Because in that space the old identity has dissolved and the new one has not yet solidified. And a man without a solid identity feels exactly like what you are feeling right now. Jung wrote, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." Because accepting yourself completely means accepting that you are changing, that the old version is gone, and that the new one requires courage to step into before it feels certain. The question is not how do I get back to who I was? The question is, who am I in the process of becoming? Ask that second question. It points forward, and forward is the only direction that leads anywhere worth going. Number 3. Stop borrowing other people's maps. Most men who feel lost are not actually lost. They are following the wrong map. Someone else's map. The one handed to them by family, by culture, by the invisible script that says, this is what a successful life looks like, and this is the timeline you should be on. They followed it faithfully. Hit the milestones. Checked the boxes. Arrived at the destination the map promised. And felt nothing. Or worse, felt more lost than before they started. Because it was never their map. Nietzsche wrote, "To be your own man is a hard business. If you try it, you will be lonely often. But no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. Owning yourself begins with owning your direction, with asking the question most men are afraid to ask honestly. Not what is expected of me, not what would impress the people around me. What do I actually want? What kind of life would feel like mine? That question is terrifying, because the honest answer might require you to disappoint people, to deviate from the expected path, to choose yourself over the comfort of fitting in. Pay that price. It is the cheapest thing you will ever spend for what it returns. If this is reaching something real in you right now, subscribe to Iron Mind Society. This channel is built for men who are done drifting and serious about building a life that actually belongs to them. Keep going, because what comes next is the most important thing I am going to say today. Number 4. Meaning is built, not found. Here is the lie that keeps most lost men lost. They are waiting to find their purpose, as if meaning is buried somewhere out in the world waiting to be discovered. As if one day the fog will lift and everything will finally make sense. That day does not come. Not like that. Not for anyone. Viktor Frankl survived conditions most men cannot imagine and emerged with one of the most important insights of the 20th century. He wrote, "Meaning is not something you find. It is something you create through commitment, through love, through the willingness to suffer for something larger than yourself. Meaning is not a destination. It is a byproduct. It accumulates when a man commits fully to something worth committing to. When he builds something, serves something, dedicates himself to something that demands more from him than comfort. Stop searching for meaning as if it is hiding somewhere. Start building it through action. Pick one thing today that feels worth doing. Not the thing that promises the biggest reward. The thing that feels most alive. The thing that asks something real from you. Commit to it. For 30 days. Not to find meaning. To create it. Number 5. The man you are becoming requires letting go of the man you have been. This is the part nobody tells you, and it is the reason feeling lost is so deeply uncomfortable. You are not just changing direction, you are changing identity. And identity change is not addition. It is subtraction first. The old version of you built from other people's expectations, from fear, from the need for approval, that version has to go. And letting it go feels like loss, like grief, like standing in a room where the furniture has been removed and not yet replaced. Jung wrote, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." The darkness is the old version, the parts of yourself built for survival rather than truth. Making them conscious means looking at them clearly and choosing deliberately what stays and what goes. The man who does this work stops feeling lost, not because he found a destination, because he found himself. And a man who has found himself always knows which direction to walk. Feeling lost is not a sign something is wrong with you. It is a sign something is right. It means you are between versions of yourself. It means the old map no longer fits. It means the man you actually are is trying to break through the surface of the man you have been performing. That is not failure. That is the beginning of something real. Stop running from the feeling. Stop borrowing other people's maps. Stop waiting to find meaning and start building it. Do the deep work of letting the old version go. And take one honest action today. Not a perfect action, an honest one. Aristotle wrote, "Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. The man who knows himself is never lost for long, because he always knows which direction is his." Subscribe to Iron Mind Society for the honest, grounded guidance that stays with you when the noise stops and the real questions begin. And remember this, you did not find this video by accident. Something in you is ready. Ready to stop drifting. Ready to stop performing. Ready to build a life that actually belongs to you. The only question is whether you are going to answer that readiness with action, or reach for the distraction again. Choose differently today. The man you are becoming is waiting on the other side of that choice.